Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Darkfowl in his Jpanther 2. This is a tier 9 game on Airfield, and this is the tier 8 German tank destroyer. This is the one with the fixed gun, obviously. And this is one of two tier 8 Germans. You can have this thing, or you can have the Ferdinand. It really depends on whether or not you want the best, or you just want something that's different. So this is the better of the two as far as everybody who I've talked to is concerned. It's better in a few ways, but mostly it comes down to, I believe, it's speed over armor. And this thing has some speed, but also the armor. Now, of course, you can see the sloping on its upper superstructure here, so that shots are more likely to ricochet off this thing than anything else. I'm sorry for all the red in the chat over here. That's simply because of the fact that when I first started this, it wasn't working right, and I thought it was paused for a while before I figured out, no, in fact, it was just being hard to work with. But yeah, so before we get into the game proper, as always, if you want to support the channel, then please hit that like button. That would be a great help to me, and it would help the channel show up higher, or help the video show up higher in YouTube ranking, which means more people get to see it, and that would be amazing too. Also, if you want more people to see it, you could also just tell people, and you share this with your friends and clanmates, and that would be amazing too. And it'd be very appreciative if we could grow the channel a bit. We are like 8 people away from 400. I'd really like to hit 400, you know? But apparently Darkfowl is telling us to get back into the game, as he goes ahead and just shot. That poor ass wandered out. He was like, I'm going to go a different route from everybody else. I'm going to go sport over here. And Darkfowl said, no, really? You should stay behind cover and hit him for 500 damage through some soft cover. Poor guy probably thought he was okay right up until the shell hit him, in which case he knew he was definitely not okay. It was a bit too late then. This Oni thinks he's fine. He's gonna get a rude awakening. Yep. As Darkfowl puts a round through the side of his turret, but you notice he doesn't move. This is a sign of idiocy, obviously. That, or it's possible he just about had a shot on something and figured, since I've been shot already, there's no point in moving right now. I might as well get my shot off and return due damage and then move. And that's something that high level players will do occasionally. The problem with that and with this, what the Oni did there, was that after he got shot, you need to find that shot on the enemy really quite fast and pull back before the enemy reloads. And definitely before any friendlies to that enemy train their shot in on you. So yeah, he didn't do that. He just waited and got shot by somebody else. And in the meantime, me talking about all this, he shot Darkfowl shot a T-34 for about 400 damage, which seems low. 490 is his average. Okay, so against the Oni and the IS, he rolled high, and then against the T-34, he rolled like the bottom. Probably not the actual bottom though, but it was still lower than he would prefer it was. The Defender is just going to poke itself up. He's shooting for the side of his turret from here on a Defender. We're going to push in, find that silhouette again. There's no point in shooting at the turret. The pike nose is actually pointing straight at you, so there's no point in shooting at all of this. The only spot you want to be shooting at a Defender, even with that super flat pike nose, is the lower glacis in here. That, or if he turns his turret more, then like his gun is pointing straight sideways instead of like this. It's almost at 45 degrees. It's probably more like maybe a 50 degree angle, something like that. If he turns his turret and and more to the tip of the guns over here somewhere, where you can tell it's a 90 degrees. Then you can fire flat on the side of the turret. You might be able to go through that. Other than that, you might as well just aim for the lower glacis. All of these angles are to make the shell, more like good bounce than anything else. As Darkfell discovers, but he reloads. Looks like he's gonna try it again. I mean, if the enemy wants to die, then apparently we miss because he didn't aim before he fired. Oh, that's unfortunate. But the T-434 is just gonna sit out there and wait to die. Apparently, Defender's still out there. That shot punches its way through. I always forget what the penetration is. 246. Yeah, that can pen the side of a Defender turret, obviously. Now he's moving up. So now that he's pushed back the enemy advance on this side of the map, he's pushing up so he gets more shots in. In addition, he's going to end up flanking that Patton more than likely. And so it's going to end up where the Patton's not going to be able to fall back without being shot. Now, Patton made the right move and actually fell back early. And so now it's lost against Patton. And we'll take that every day of the week because we can get the first shot in every time after this, as long as we're shooting the Patton as he shoots us. Then there's never going to be a time when we don't kill him first. Now the Patton is having troubles with the rest of our team, and it looks like it's one of the few tanks, if not the only tank, currently, sorry about this, holding off the advance of our team. STRV is in a position to do something to help out his Patton, but he's not in a position to stop us from advancing. So Darkfell takes advantage of that and actually pushes around, so he's really is truly on the flank of this Patton. Now the Patton is not going to be able to back up at all with it getting flanked. But this is definitely a perspective you don't see a lot. See all those dead tanks, and all the Patton has to do is poke his rear drive wheels around this corner, and we have him. Now whether or not he will do that is up to him. Darkfell is trying to... I don't know what Darkfell is actually trying to do. I thought he was trying to snuggle up to the rock. But it looks like in practicality he's snuggling up to this part of the rock. Puts a good shot into the back of the Patton, and now the Patton realizes his mistake. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything about it. STRV definitely realizes what's going on, and he bounces a shell as Darkfell pulls himself into a great position to continue harassing the Patton, but also make sure that STRV can't see him. It looks like he's trying to, wiggle his way out and go ahead and kills the STRV without any real worry. Now there's a T-20 that was over here. He's pushing up on it to force the T-20 to make a decision. T-20 is no way this thing takes him out. Okay, so from the perspective of both at this particular point in time, both these guys are lone 1 versus 1 with each other. Now, if Darkfell pushes in, he can kill this guy in 2 shells. The problem here is if he pushes in forward and that T-20 flanks around and circles him, he will kill him, without a doubt. If Darkfell lets the T-20 run circles around him, the T-20 will traverse faster than we can spin around this tank around that circle, and that'll be the end of that. We'll be dead. If that starts to happen, Darkfell needs to reverse and clunk the back of his tank up against this corner. If he does that, that limits the field. The T-20 can travel in to shoot him to only 9 degrees, and that is a dead T-20 at that point in time. Now the T-20 had the option a long time ago, back when he first saw the Patton getting shot in the back and the STRV taking fire. He should have moved at that point in time, come over to this hill. From there he would have been able to poke his turret over and do damage to us as we try to cross. He would have been in a much stronger position over there. because of the fact that we wouldn't just be able to charge him down. From there, he could actually fall back to this ridgeline without too much problems once he saw his patent fall, and he knew his STRV wouldn't be long after that. But he didn't. He waited this out to the point where Darkfowl's just going to jump on him and murder his poor face. One shell, and the guy tries to go around his Darkfowl, maneuvering his tank to make sure that's not possible. And that's the end of that's all she wrote for that poor T20 who tried and just way too long. Now we do get shot in the side by the STRV. Notice what Darkfowl is doing. He's not worrying about turning his tank to meet the threat. He just pulls back into cover, and then he can go invisible and use this bush to extract revenge. So he reloads, pulls back into cover, and now he's going to angle his tank as he pulls out of cover, and he gets hit once and returns fire, and then he's going to hope to bounce the next shell. Where'd that first shell go in? Right into his upper glacis. So if he can manage to bounce this next shell, then everything will be fine and he should be able to win this duel. However, he is asking for help because it is one shell make or break at this point in time. If he makes this shell, he's fine. If he fails, he's going to die, and nobody really wants to die in one of these games. Ooh, sorry about that. And the other thing is, of course, that there's 2 enemy tank destroyers left. It's more than feasible they're both up here. That's interesting. So the STRV must be up on top of this hill, and he must have just cut the top of our tank over top of this rock line. And our hero unfortunately dies. We're going to speed this up a bit because I don't personally enjoy watching some smoke. So, oh, there's the enemy. The other tank destroyers over there. And now we get a Scorpion trying to get the kill. So Scorpion wants to push around this corner. He has the health to take 1 shell from the STRV, but why wait? Why would you push around the corner when you can have 416 do the spotting for you? Which is what he does, and a little bit of teamwork from these guys, and we go ahead and take out a deadly enemy tank. And this was a really good game. Unfortunately, not able to survive it, but still a great game in general. Master Badge First Class, Fire for Effect, Confederate, High Caliber, well done, sir. Only about 1 shot into everybody except for these 3 at the end, who you just had to put excess pressure on and made sure that they remembered him. Good job. 5,000 damage done. Well played. And of course, some block by damage, but unfortunately no spine damage, so close to 6k damage club there, Darkfowl. Unfortunately not able to be a contending member. Good job though. Well played overall. Great use of this tank. And just unfortunate at the end. I don't know if I would have tried to use the bush at the end for cover. I know it didn't work that way. The other way of course would be to wait for backup. And of course that means somebody else gets spying experience and possibly kill experience, but it also keeps you alive, so you weigh those options, right? Well played overall. This was a great game and one that I won't soon forget. So thank you all for watching. Have a great night. If you want to support the channel, please do hit that like button and or share this with friends and clanmates. I will see you all later. This ioEther out.